This entity or whatever it was so strong that we could roll a ball anywhere in the unit and it would literally roll it back to us. Oh, sickening.
Sometimes there are monsters under the bed.
Hello. Are you scared of monsters under your bed? You should be.
And we're going to tell you all about them. So perhaps this isn't the one to let your kids listen to.
No.
Because sometimes there are monsters under the bed.
And this is an episode of
2 Girls, 1 Ghost.
2 Girls, 1 Ghost. And we are your ghostesses. That is Corinne.
Hello.
I am Sabrina. And we are in our 1800s spiritualist set.
1999 dresses.
Yeah. Honestly, we should just do like a throwback day and just fully change the set.
Just go through the decades.
Yeah.
Oh. Our own eras tour.
Wait, that'd actually be fun to do a decade series of encounters.
Oh.
Like stories from the 60s, stories from the 70s.
It might be a little bit hard because I feel like people are like, so my dad, when he was 8, when was that?
That's true. You guys have to be specific then.
Yeah. Or even just like our own stories if we find like a research
from when we were in the 70s.
No, just like research stories from. Okay, we'll figure it out. You guys don't have to be a part of this conversation. We'll have it. We swear. We promise.
Maybe. But we'll do something. We'll continue to make the podcast. We can promise you that.
That's basically the only thing we can fully commit to at this point.
Ghost stories will keep on coming, especially when you're as haunted as you are.
Hello.
Boo, bitches.
Bitches is your new word.
It's my new word, and there's new things to share with you, especially that there is a new Patreon tier coming out. It is our only Phantoms.
Oh, yeah. We're bringing it back. And this time
with extra toes.
Extra toes. Whoa. I almost said some things that aren't appropriate.
You have to say it now.
No, I can't.
Well, I'll
whisper it to you later. I was going to say it.
Oh, yeah. That's edited out. But no, we're really excited. It launches October 26th with I was going to say grand finale, but it's like the fireworks start out fucking strong. It's the replay of our live show from Arts the Armory from October 8th. We have it recorded.
So if you weren't there,
now you can be there.
More because we have it recorded and we're going to share with our Only Phantoms.
Yeah, we are. And you know what we're doing? Because we're smart businesswomen. If you join the Only Phantoms, it's included with the tier. But if you don't want to join Only Phantoms, it's available for like twice the price by itself. So you pick which is the smart decision.
We have resources now, and we have a team of people suggesting things to us.
Brain cells galore.
So a couple more brain cells. That's how it's going to go.
But yeah, the tier has a lot of new bonuses. So basically it includes everything that is in the Most Haunted Friends tier. And then it also includes
extra encounters. Twice a month, we are choosing an additional story to read in 2 different encounters, and we're posting them exclusively on Patreon.
Exclusive. Yeah, so if you're ever like listening to an Encounters episode, say the theme is demonic, and you're like, God, I really wish there was more demonic encounters. Well, guess what? Now there will be.
Right? Head on over to Patreon. You'll get an additional story.
We're also going to have book club every 2 months, so it's 6 times a year.
Yep.
Where you can help us pick the book. We will debrief, discuss live on Zoom. There are some really good books that we've read lately and in the past book clubs, so this will be fun.
And we've also been doing some witchy things and making some witchy friends. And so when we do occasional witchy events or talk to witchy people, we're going to include our Only Phantoms on the conversation.
Yeah. Witch class, like Witch 101. We have our very first one on Halloween with my good friend and psychic pal, Chris, who's going to teach us from Salem, who has some witchy tips and Samhain rituals for you to practice at home.
She's goth Ariana Grande.
She
reminds me so much of Ariana Grande.
She is.
She's so sweet.
She's
her
delightful.
Voice is so, she's ethereal.
Love her.
We'll have discounted merch.
25% off merch.
Yep. And if you're a Most Haunted Friends group member, we hope that this next tier does feel enticing if you want to join it. But we also want to remind you that your benefits are remaining in place.
The only thing changing is book club. But yes, everything
which technically
else,
we hadn't advertised book club anywhere.
we
were
just did it for
doing
fun.
it. So
That's true.
it technically wasn't a part of any tier.
Now it's official
Now
as
it's
a part
official.
of Only Phantoms.
Yeah.
And we are also, anytime we want to like explore new ideas, the Only Phantoms you're going to be our test subjects. Basically, we'll experiment on you and see how you fare after the events.
Right. And this past October, we had one interesting event that we'd never done before, which was we went on a Salem ghost tour and we were able to reserve all of the slots on that ghost tour for our listeners.
members.
And we opened it up to our Patreon members.
It sold out in 2 minutes.
Yeah, very quick. And so now when we do more things like that, different cool things as we continue to build our community and make connections here in Salem and the surrounding spooky cities, we're going to give the Only Phantoms first dibs.
Basically, our insiders and our Frankensteins. We get to give you things and try things out on you. It's going to be great. It's so much fun. We're excited to share it with you. And this is all launching again, like I said, October 26th. So October 26th, it's a Sunday. We're going to start it out with releasing our replay of our live show. And then on Tuesday, our bonus episode of the month comes out, which both tiers you'll have access to. We also will have campfire stories. Again, both tiers will have access to it. And then Thursday, that's the first time we're going to release one of our extra encounters. And then...
Which I'm excited. I feel like we pick really good, like juicy stories for that.
We really did. And then on Friday, on Halloween itself, we are going to release that spooky ritual with Chris that you two can practice at home on Halloween. And then in a couple of weeks on November 10th, Monday, November 10th, we'll have our first book club discussion of Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch by Cody Crowley, who's a Salem resident and author.
Yeah, we saw her the other day in the coffee shop. I said, look over there. I follow her on TikTok.
But yeah.
So a lot of new things, a lot of dates, a lot of new offerings, but you don't have to memorize any of it. You can head over to Patreon. And if you're not yet a member, or if you are a member, you can see it all written out and decide if it's something you want to participate in.
Which tier do you want to join? Or do you want to spend $20, which is way more, on a one-time watch? You decide what's
or $0.
best.
That's okay too. If you're just here for fun and want to hang,
you
can do
here
that.
for shits and gigs, great.
But, it's there.
If you want
no
more,
pressure.
There's more available to you. Yeah. Okay. We love you.
And we will.
See you on Patreon.
Wait, I do have to say one quick thing. And obviously this is an encounter, so we don't usually talk much at the top. But I was just at the Kelsey's wedding, and we had a lot of people there that listened. And so I love
how you said we had a lot of people there.
Like two girls, one ghost.
I thought you meant like the Kelseys.
Like me and the Kelseys.
You and the Kelseys
quite
invited.
a few two girls and ghost listeners. No, but I got to meet a bunch of our listeners. But there was like one moment where it felt like, when you're boarding a flight or something and they're like, have a nice flight, and you're like, you too. I had like a dumb moment like that because someone came up as a two girls, one ghost listener and was talking, and they were like, I love ghost stories. I go, me too. Like it was like a new thing for them to learn about me. And then I was like, oh wait, that's how the conversation started.
You know that about me. Well, no, of course you love ghost stories. At least they didn't say I love your podcast and you said me too.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
It's
I love
amazing.
Yours too. Yeah.
Just awkward.
Okay, so because the next couple of regular episodes we're recording are really, really hefty. So let's like put some of the chattiness right here.
Okay.
Because I was re-listening to episode 12, Dominus, because we're covering a story that was in that episode, the Arnie Cheyenne Johnson case on Crimes Of. And so I was like, ooh, what did we say about it back in 2018?
Probably not much.
Not much. It's not that interesting. But I was listening to it and I almost didn't recognize myself. Like it actually made me very, very sad because I'm so clearly so insecure.
Oh.
And like,
but also it was episode 12. Like we were both so awkward just using technology and in front of microphones too.
No, but I think I spent like 4 years of our podcast just being like, or just of my life. I've spent a lot of time in my life being insecure. I'm still insecure in so many ways, but I think listening back to it, I think I was able to like revert to that place that I was in my life where I just felt like I didn't deserve to take up space. And that's something I've battled with like my whole life and into adulthood too. Like learning that I should take up space and it's okay to take up space. And my heart ached for younger me. listening to it.
I'm sorry. I'm sure too, like now being past that and like growing,
not past it.
well,
working on
past
it.
that like phase of your life too, where like there were a lot of things going on, like you can look back to and just know all of the things that were happening to you and the feelings that you were having, which probably like contributes to you feeling that way. But I feel like this is why the podcast is good, because it's your opportunity to take up as much space as you want.
This is my space, bitches.
I also don't need to talk. Like, I'm fine.
No, like no.
I feel like you've become more confident as I've become less.
I literally was at the Morbid show and you weren't there. I felt so naked. Like I'm
Sabrina
so
was on
dependent on you.
stage.
I'm codependent.
No,
we have a codependent relationship.
So many people are like, how have you done the past year? I'm like, because I didn't do half of the past year. Sabrina did it for me.
Get on my back.
I'm like, literally, she's dragging me forward in life so I don't perish.
We're a team.
Yeah.
We got each other. We're codependent.
We're codependent.
A healthy codependent.
But episode 12, I will say, the story at the end of it's really good.
It's great.
The Rick story, the infamous Rick story. Oh, wait. I wrote down someone's name. Let me just say it out loud. Because she's supposed to be coming to our live show.
Oh.
I'm not sure that she'll make it.
Oh.
I did not meet her, but I met one of her friends. Her name is Alana.
Hey, Alana.
She's coming to our show 2 weeks before she's supposed to be giving birth. So either she's going to give birth in the crowd.
Oh my God, that would be a baby.
Right. Or she might not make it. I was talking to the person and they're like, oh yeah, my friend Alana's coming. Like she's going to be 38 weeks pregnant. I was like, she should not be coming to the show. Like what?
Okay, though, talking about the show, this episode actually comes out, I think, after the show happened. So woo, it was so much fun.
We delivered a baby.
We delivered a baby.
On stage.
Pivot entirely. The whole show became a labor and delivery.
It could be. That's the spookiest thing I've ever experienced.
I know, that would be really scary. But I have been prepping like for the live show and going through all the footage. You were about to give birth when we did the investigation at SK Pierce house.
I've been thinking about that. I'm like, that I really dragged myself along there.
You were fully pregnant.
I was big.
Because I was thinking about, you were fully pregnant when we did the Lizzie Borden house, but you were even more pregnant when we did the SK Pierce house.
That wasn't full pregnancy. That was like I had a little bump and I was really sleepy at Lizzie Borden. I slept in every room.
That's true.
I slept my way through the investigation. I missed half of it.
I don't know how you did it. Props to you.
No, but the SK Pierce was like, we had such scary things happen to us. But like when I think back to it, I'm like, I mentally was like, these things are scary. But I physically couldn't react to so much of it because I was like, I'm so fucking over being in this body. Like a demon could come punch me in the face and I'd be like,
cool.
Okay. I'm gonna go home
I hope a demon never punches you in the face. And I hope a demon has never punched any of you in the face. But
here's hoping this coffee does.
Get kicked in the face by a cup of coffee from Dunkin'.
Dunkin', are you going to sponsor us yet?
Oh, jeez. We give you free advertisement every freaking day.
Every day. And we live in Massachusetts. What more? It's because we're desperate.
We're too neat. It's like how I feel about aliens.
Yeah. Dunkin', we don't care about you at all.
We hate you. No, we love you. Okay. And we love monster stories because you guys have seen some. So
yeah,
you're going to go first.
Yeah. And I kind of went, I think I have like one monsterish monster, you know, like a little cryptid type monster.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I kind of went with the traditional like.
Monster under bed.
There's a monster in the house. There's a monster under the bed.
Yeah.
Because
Monsters Inc. situation. Yeah.
So the first one, monster under the bed is what it's called. Hey. Hi.
Hello.
What's up? Nice. Writing in because scary things happen to me often, and I just had to share this. And I know my friend Melissa would tell me to write in again, as she often does. Okay, well, now we got to go look for Melissa.
Love you, Melissa.
All right, so this just happened. It's 9:30 p.m. My tot is finally asleep, so I start painting my nails for our upcoming trip. So I go to lay on the floor to get to work, but something feels off. And nobody else is home, by the way. I blame it on the neighbors. Yay for military housing. Anyway, it's 11 p.m. and I was only equipped with 2 hands. So I reach to my right, where the bed is at, to grab something out of my polish box. And what do I see but a little face looking at me from the other end of the bed?
You did say you wish you had 4 hands.
Mm-hmm. Mm. It's about 5 feet away. And I don't know, I'm just a girl. I don't do exact measurements. It's a little boy. I'm just a girl. I'm going to start. That's going to be like a new thing in my life where
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
Wait, actually, I think I've seen that. That's like a trend on TikTok.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait, sorry. Pivot from this story for 1 second.
Okay.
You're first talking about episode 12 and like looking back and feeling
Insecure.
Sorry for yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Oh,
You should do the trend where people use, I know everyone hates AI, okay? There's a lot of things I hate about it too. But there's a trend where you use AI to have it take a Polaroid pic or create a Polaroid
you
version.
holding and hugging your younger self.
Yeah. Maybe that will be healing.
Blow it up and print it on my wall.
I'm going to use it to have celebrities hug me.
What celebrity?
Probably Pedro Pascal.
Daddy.
I don't know. Did you say daddy?
Yeah.
Daddy. He is daddy.
He is daddy. You
Stanley
also are
Tucci.
daddy.
I feel like mama and dada. Mother, I am your mother. I am your mother. I'm just a girl. I don't know exact measurements. It's a little boy, brownish hair, and he has his arms flat underneath his face. I'm assuming to prop it up, but not, because he was also in the middle of crawling towards me.
Oh.
There's something off about his face, but the part that really threw me off were his eyes. Milky. I'm screaming on the inside, but I remain calm, and I text my sister to keep me calm-ish. And I immediately text my husband, who's now home, thankfully, to very calmly bring me my cleansing bowl. A few minutes go by, and yet again, I have to reach for something. Guess who's closer now? Just an arm lengths away.
Wait, I'm sorry. Your husband came into the room. Did he not check?
I don't think he made it up yet.
Oh, it's
I think
just like
he's slow
instant.
to open his text.
Oh my God.
Peeking behind the open box that I reached into previously. So, no, I didn't put the bottle away. I finished the hand I'm working on, slightly open the window, tell it to go away in both English and Spanish, and then I start to do some cleansing. There's now salt in the corners of this room and a protection bag under the bed. I'm not sure if this was a white-eyed child or maybe a demon, but I do know that now it's gone. I usually cleanse my house, so this was a very weird experience. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Hauntingly yours, Catherine.
I mean, it's very scary, Catherine, and this is literally a ghost under your bed. But
Also, like mid-crawl.
You did wish you had extra hands, so
You conjured the ghost. He was getting closer and closer to your box to help you with your nails.
yeah.
But it is creepy, like, because I was picturing him being caught, like, mid-crawl, like, kind of like a normal speed, and then that he was just going to go away. But she turned away from him. He was still slowly, it's like he was trying to sneak up. Like, he didn't
He's like a cat.
quite understand if she actually saw him or not the first time. Very creepy.
It's very cat-like, which makes
It
me
is cat-like.
feel less scared of it. But
I wonder if
yes,
she
it
has
is
a
very
cat.
scary.
Maybe this is the
Oh, like
spirit form of the cat. Catherine, do you have a cat?
that's cool.
Hmm.
Nice positive spin. Good work. Or it's just a demon who was crawling out from under your bed trying to get your soul. Negative
Trying
spin.
to tell you that
Woohoo.
redo your paint design. It's terrible.
The ghost kid could do it better.
I have beef with my nail guy. I picked out brown and he painted them plum.
Let me see.
Well, they look brown here, but in
They
the
do look
sunlight, they're
brown.
plum.
They look very brown.
It was
So that's not his fault. It looks brown inside.
maybe it was my fault.
You didn't go outside with your nails first. Okay. Well, this is a monster in a bathroom. It is specifically a gargoyle type monster.
Ooh, creepy.
Hi, ladies. First time writer, long time fan. I'm so excited every time a new episode comes out and just wanted to say thank you so much for all of the ghostly adventures you have touched on, and I cannot wait for more. My name is Carol, she, her. Feel free to use it. Carol says, my scary story starts with my grandmother's house. Can you guess where grandmother's house is?
Appalachia.
Mexico. Another spooky place.
Oh my gosh. If I had 4 guesses, my only 4 guesses were Appalachia, Utah,
Oh.
like Mexico, Arizona, New Mexico border,
Yeah.
and then the Philippines.
Okay, well, next time I'll give you 4 guesses.
Okay, thank you. So then I get them right.
We also have in 2 encounters, so not next one, but the one after that, the 1st of November, is going to be Mexico, La Llorona, cryptids from Mexico encounters.
So
So
it's going to be haunting.
it's going to be spooky.
Kitty cat, don't listen.
So for a bit of background, my grandma has lived in Mexico her whole life and is the mother of my 2 uncles and my mom. The house she lives in has been in the family for decades, and it basically looks like a long hallway where you enter through the living room, then go through the dining room, the kitchen, the bathroom, then a bedroom is at the far back. I truly black out when I read layouts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I just picture it as my own family home and then just
Yeah.
work from there.
Exactly. The door to the second floor is across from the kitchen, and when you go up the stairs, you're met with a second bedroom. Growing up, there have always been strange happenings in this house, like hearing someone dragging a metal stool upstairs when there is no one. But as of now, no one in my direct family has seen any sort of metaphysical being while awake. I partly grew up in this house with one of my cousins, and I vividly remember that anytime I'd go through the kitchen to where the bathroom and bedroom were, I would get so scared, as if I could feel something menacing, but only in that section of the house. My cousin felt it too, so we would constantly accompany one another anytime we had to use the bathroom so we wouldn't be alone. The funny thing is that feeling has never truly gone away, and even years later, after my uncle had his kids, they also have always felt a negative energy in that exact same part of the house. So a few months ago, I was talking to my mom, and she told me she had a nightmare. It seemed to be coming out of nowhere because my mom hasn't visited this house in many years. But she told me that she had dreamt she was washing dishes in my grandmother's kitchen and that she could feel she was not alone. That eerie feeling didn't go away, so she looked to the side toward the bathroom and saw what she could only describe as a gargoyle. It had deep, smoky gray skin and hollows where its eyes should have been. It had massive horns lining its head, and it seemed to be peeking at her from behind a wall. Its bony hand was holding the wall with cloudy white nails that looked incredibly sharp. When she saw it, she froze and somehow mustered up the courage to say, "What are you? Why are you here?" The gargoyle sunk into the wall before she could see it again, and it dissolved into the very structure of the house.
Ew.
The same house that has housed my family for years. My mom woke up terrified, as she should, and decided to give one of my uncles a call right after she told me about the dream. So she called my uncle Carlos, and he picked up the phone. He heard my mom's story, and for the first time ever, he was speechless. He is not a man that gets easily scared by any means, as he's very much a skeptic about ghosts and spirits, but it seemed my mom's story really rattled him. After a few moments, he starts to tell us about his own experience with this same being.
No way.
When my Uncle Carlos was a teenager, he would nap in the upstairs bedroom, which happens to be right above the bathroom. And on one fateful day, he was in a deep sleep when in his dream, he heard scratches on the door of the bedroom, as if someone was trying to claw their way in. The metal door had frosted glass on the top half, and there, through this glassy, frosted window, he saw a massive black silhouette. Startled, he sat up, only to see this person ram themselves onto the door trying to get it open. Amongst the chaos, my uncle was literally frozen in fear. There was no way for him to get out. When the intruder eventually got the window open, that is when my uncle saw it. A smoky, dark creature with no eyes and horns all around, and it was staring directly at him. It reached its bony hand into the room, about to touch the edge of his bed with its cloudy white nails. My uncle breathed what he thought was going to be his last breath before the gargoyle swung the heavy door open. And at that exact moment was when he woke up to his actual bedroom door being opened, and the oldest sibling, my Uncle Louis, barged in with panic in his eyes, which met the panic in Carlos's eyes. And out of breath, Louis asked, "Bro, are you okay? I just had a crazy dream about a gargoyle trying to attack you."
No freaking way. Either this family is super connected or this thing is way more powerful.
I mean, this thing is in the house.
In the house, in people's dreams.
Which makes me think that Carol's mom had the dream because there was something going to happen in the house. I don't know.
Ew.
But there's more.
It's like premonitions and then actual haunting and then remote viewing of the actual haunting.
Yeah. Or it's calling her back to the house. I so badly wanted to get my Uncle Louise's side of the story because it meant that all three siblings dreamt about the exact same entity. Unfortunately, my Uncle Louis doesn't remember what happened in his dream, but he did tell me that since my grandmother is a skeptic, they just never bothered to tell her about the matching nightmares. And it just so happened that it caught up to my mom a few decades later, but why now? Was it an omen? A warning? Whatever the reason, I was consumed by this entire connection. If this thing is in my grandmother's house, could it hurt her? And then it hit me. It already had. So my grandmother has gone through a very long struggle with her legs and has been in a wheelchair for a very long time. About 6 years ago, she had the opportunity to walk again with orthopedic boots. So she would slowly walk up and down the house with her walker in the mornings per the doctor's orders. One particular morning, she was walking past the bathroom when all of a sudden, she fell. It was pure luck that my uncle and his wife were in the upstairs room and they heard her scream and ran downstairs to see a horrible scene. My grandma was sprawled out in front of the bathroom, in pain, as pale as a ghost. My aunt immediately went toward her as my uncle ran to the living room where they kept the landline, And when he picked up the phone, the line was dead silent, like someone had cut the cord.
Ew.
At this point, he ran outside to get a neighbor to call an ambulance. And luckily, once the dust settled, my grandma was able to tell us her side of the story. We all assumed that she had tripped, which had caused her to fall. But no, that is not what happened. I'm getting chills.
Yeah, me too. And also just like the worst timing ever to have your phone not work.
Yeah. She swears that she felt someone, Carol says something, push the back of her knees to where she completely lost balance and fell backward. I would like to reiterate here that she is a skeptic and an incredibly religious woman and does not take things like this lightly. She says that as soon as she fell, she could feel something draining her energy to where she could hardly feel her body anymore and nearly went unconscious until my aunt and uncle came to help her.
Is this like a secret poltergeist where it's like normally we see possession cases and exorcisms where it's like so clearly escalating, but it's just like it's hiding in the walls.
Just tormenting them slowly over time.
Yeah, coming out and nearly killing people.
Moreover, my uncle checked the phone the next day and the cable that connects to the wall had literally been burned, which is why it didn't work the day that they needed it the most. To this day, there has been no explanation for that. The explanation is the gargoyle burnt it.
Right.
Luckily,
and I hate that because that's just like proof that whatever this thing is, which is so clearly not of, well, I don't want to say not of this world because maybe it is of this world and we just don't see and understand certain things.
Yeah.
But it's like it is not human and yet it understands what we need, which is the phone to call for help, and it understands how to break it.
Yeah. And it knows that it's hurting you. Luckily, my grandma was okay after this scary incident and continues to live in the house. Her decision. We check up on her constantly, and since she still doesn't believe in the supernatural, we just ensure that she's comfortable. She does bless the house every now and then, but even the last time I went to visit, there's just this coldness that sticks around in that bathroom. So what do you ladies think? A demon? Why would it be attached to that specific spot in the house? Should I tell my grandma about all three of the nightmares? Any advice? I'm all ears. All the best, Carol. I mean, tell grandma, it doesn't hurt. Worst case, she's like, pish posh.
Yeah. I mean, this is upsetting that it has happened for so long and that so many people have had experiences with it.
And it's lurking in the same, at least you know where it is.
Right. But like grandma, the only one that's close, like has been close to killed is the one residing with it. It's disturbing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and also why does it choose to attack at certain times and other times it doesn't? Like, why did it show up in Carol's mom's dream decades later?
I don't know.
I'm curious how close that dream was to grandma being pushed.
Right. Is it living in this sort of loop, or is this like a Jeepers Creepers sort of thing where it just like is coming out every
I don't know.
So often?
I'm curious because we know that bathrooms, a lot of bathrooms do get haunted because the different like energies in there, the water source.
Mirror.
And they love to catch you with your pants down or watch you shower. But yeah, is there like a mirror portal of some kind?
Yeah.
Like, can we get rid of the mirror?
Right, like is it attached to something?
Can we show up and...
Oh, man. And also this being in Mexico is just like one of those things where it's like, I'm sure your brain goes through the Rolodex of like what's happening to me because there's so many different cryptids and spirits and just like things that already exist in
Which
Mexico.
is also wild that as someone from Mexico doesn't believe in the paranormal in this way.
I feel like that's an oxymoron.
Right? And clearly she does believe in some powers because she's blessing the house multiple times. And she acknowledged that it felt like something or someone pushed her.
Right. I also feel like sometimes when people, I don't know how religious she is, if she's religious at all, but I'm just thinking about like the amount of Catholicism in Mexico. Having known a lot of Catholics who are like, I don't believe, I think that there's sometimes a hard time going from like, oh, I believe in like a miracle or angels and hell to I believe in cryptids and creatures and other things existing. Like
demons are very much prominent in the Catholic religion.
Yeah. But like if it's a gargoyle, like is that technically a demon? Or I mean,
angels also like
angels are
historically
really freaking scary looking.
Terrifying. Yeah,
bunch of eyes spinning in circles all around. That's terrifying.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad for this gargoyle like I did in the beginning of the story because
you felt bad for him.
Yeah, because we were calling him ugly, and then I was thinking about like how gargoyles are always called ugly, and how like I was like, are they just reactive because the way that people react to them
Society
is immediately
has made them evil,
with disgust, and then I felt bad for them, and then I started thinking about what do they think of us? Because like humans are kind of ugly too, right?
Oh, we are.
We're like naked mole rats with strings coming out of our head.
That is why I love any old-timey show that deals with beauty and like the sick view of beauty.
Mhm.
I love. There's a episode of Twilight Zone called Eye of the Beholder that's kind of all about that. I don't want to give away the twist, but there's also an episode, it might even be a Star Trek thing. I don't know, but there's like this supernatural being who becomes basically a thin piece of flesh inside a capsule because like society is obsessed with being thin. And so she's just like eyes on like literally a thin piece of flesh.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's not that, but like,
I don't know what it's from.
Oh, interesting. But it is like, yeah, if you think about like animals and stuff, even on this planet, like we look so different.
We do.
From all the others. You know what we actually kind of look like is that one dog from Mexico that is hairless, but has this little tuft of hair on the top.
What dog is that?
Oh, let me show you.
Please
I don't remember what his name is.
Is this like a specific singular dog?
No, it's a breed.
Oh, it's a breed. We said his name is. Like,
because I picture him as a boy.
Does anyone else, like growing up, did you think like all cats were girls and all dogs were boys?
I still believe that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is like the picture that's coming up.
We look like that?
Well, I'm just saying it's like a lot of skin and then hair on top.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
I do imagine we are kind of scary looking two gargoyles, but that gargoyle I don't feel bad for. And I would never want to encounter them. Yeah, just be better, you know?
I'm just a gargoyle.
I'm just a gargoyle.
I'm just a gargoyle. Dead.
Okay. This is called Sven Got Me.
Sven is the monster under the bed.
Sven is.
Sorry.
This is from Tiffany. Hi, spooky girls.
Hey.
I just found your YouTube channel and I've made it my mission after watching multiple current episodes to start watching videos from the beginning. Unfortunately, most of our episodes are audio for like a good year. I'm a believer in the supernatural. I love cryptids, demons, always wanted to be a witch, and was also a spooky kid growing up. I made my own Ouija board when I was just in the 2nd grade with a planchette made out of my little brother's big block Legos.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a gargoyle. Which may be why I had so many spooky encounters throughout my life. In 8th grade, we used to sit outside under the full moon and read each other's tarot cards. I think you are a witch.
Yeah.
You wanted to be a witch. You were a witch. You are a witch. As I listen to your podcast, I think about all these stories that I really want to share with you. Like the house that I lived in where all of my friends would wake up in the middle of the night to talk about the miner in overalls, a pickaxe, and a big white beard. Or we would all just dream about nuns.
Okay, that is spooky.
We were the first house built on that land in the middle of the Arizona desert. Another story is about my mom's boyfriend, Mike. She was with him for over 11 years, and he was like a father to me and my brother. Fast forward to when my brother and I had kids, boys, 2 months apart, and he would always call my son a lizard because he was always sticking his tongue out. Unfortunately, when my son was around 6 months old, we lost Mike unexpectedly in a self-inflicted wound. And my mom had those touch lamps on both sides of her bed, and Mike would always get frustrated because he could never turn them on. No clue why. Maybe he was just tapping it too hard. Anyway, after his passing, the lamp would constantly turn on.
That's like two things. It's like, one, he's making it very clear he's there. But two, he's like, I can finally turn it on. I figured it out.
My mom is not the only one to witness it. I saw it happen once when I was outside of her bedroom. My cousin, his cousin, maybe more. And when the boys were about 3 years old, they would randomly come running into the living room telling us that the monster was trying to get them.
Oh, no.
Not being scared, but being really playful.
Like a game?
Mm-hmm. My son would be there without my nephew and tell me that he was playing with the monster. He was playing lizard. A few years after this, my mom, I have chills. Ooh.
That's so sweet.
A few years after this, my mom eventually got a new boyfriend and he moved in. And soon after, her oven, which had a glass door, shattered, almost like an explosion, but it was just the glass on the door of the oven.
Scary.
She was in the backyard right off the kitchen, and her boyfriend was in the garage on the other side of the house. The stove hadn't been turned on that day. Shortly after this, the next time Mike turned on those lights in the bedroom, my mom let him know that she was going to be okay and that he should move on.
Oh.
I don't think she heard from him again after that. My cousin and I both had dreams about him, apologizing and saying his goodbyes.
Oh.
Okay, now on to Sven. I've been in my current house for almost 10 years. I've had a couple spooky sightings of maybe something in the dark corner or hearing someone walking around the hall when everyone's asleep. Or my favorite is what I assume to be a cat jumping on my bed at night to go to sleep with me.
I love a cat ghost.
Last night I was watching one of your older episodes while getting ready for bed. It was your 5th anniversary where there was something going on with a candle, and you kept apologizing in your episode if it ended up haunting your watchers, which I've heard you do multiple times in episodes, and thought, well, how can a ghost haunt me from watching a podcast through YouTube?
Good question. Listen to our show and find out.
I head into my room with that episode still playing, and I tell my dog to get out of my spot in the bed. As soon as I go to lie down, my CPAP machine turns on and starts blowing air. It has never done that before on its own. The hose is under my pillow. The machine is over on my nightstand, which is hard to reach once I'm in bed. My dog, who normally sleeps with me, leaves and then comes back, but he won't get into the bed.
I got chills.
I found her on the couch in the morning. I turn it off. I finish the episode while lying in bed playing some games, something I do every night before falling asleep. I make sure my alarm is set for 5 a.m. and I go to sleep. I wake up to the alarm going off. I try to snooze it, but the buttons on the screen are different than normal. So I figure it out. I put the phone down, and then again, alarm goes off. Snooze, again, snooze. Ooh, I am tired. I'm snoozing it for the max amount of time now, so I have to go back in, and I have to set the time for later. I set it to 6:10 a.m. I don't know why I set this time, but I did. I go back to turn off the display, and the time catches my eye. I unlock my phone. I look at the time. I lock my phone. I look at the time. It's 3:10 a.m. How is it 3:10 a.m.? I've been snoozing my 5 a.m. alarm, and then I set it for 6:10. I go into the kitchen. I look at the time on the stove and on the microwave. It is 3:10 a.m.
Oh, ooh.
I check my phone again. The alarm is set for 6:10. So that wasn't a dream. I think that's what I get for doubting that I could be haunted through YouTube. Needless to say, I didn't get much sleep after that, and I just had to tell you before I forgot. Thank you for your podcast. We have lots of haunted places for you to visit here in Arizona with their old haunted hotels. See you on the other side, Tiffany.
Sorry for haunting you, Tiffany.
I know. It's a little bit of Sven. And it's a good monster, which is
monster is lizard. It waking you up at... Oh, I thought...
Oh, no, I just mean like in total from the...
Oh, the monster, yeah. Mike. Oh, that's like very, very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of Sven or potential Sven haunting... So at first, I thought maybe the CPAP machine turning on was like ghost cat jumping onto the bedside table or something like that. But then the alarm aspect...
keeps going off.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, oh, maybe there's something wrong. You know, like it's alerting you, like if there's like a house fire or something's going on or something and you needed to be awake for it to make sure you were safe. But it doesn't sound like anything happened.
No.
And her dog, the poor sweet baby, was afraid scared. And like didn't even want to be in the room. It stayed in the living room. So there was something in that room with her.
Yeah, that's spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if it happens again.
Yeah. But I did like this story for the monster aspect because I wanted to include this as proof that like sometimes when your kids are like, there's a monster, but sometimes playful. The monster is just like your own relative or loved one playing with your kids.
But sometimes it isn't.
And I'm sure Sabrina's about to share with us one that is not.
This is called The Haunting That Made Me Believe in Evil.
Okay. Hard pivot.
This is from Anonymous.
Okay.
So our listener...
Which honestly, that scares me more that it's from Anonymous. It's like, why can't you let your identity be known? Is it that bad?
I actually loved Ghosties podcast, did a whole episode where it was like stories from anonymous listeners. And I was like, brilliant. That's such a fun, spooky idea.
That is.
Because it is more ominous. There's like something like, ugh.
Yeah, like why?
What do you have to hide? Okay. Hello, Ghostesses. I'm feeling very called to share my most harrowing, haunting experience with you because I believe it is something you would both appreciate. I'm a new listener as of just a couple of weeks ago, and I am hooked. They're our neighbor. I grew up on the North Shore in Massachusetts, and I'm no stranger to the paranormal encounters, but you're a stranger to everyone who's listening. I'm also a Reiki master.
Ooh!
And I'm a little bit more spiritually inclined than the average folk.
Do you practice anywhere on the North Shore?
What if you knew?
Do we know each other?
I don't know.
Do they still live on the North Shore? They
went to Salem State University.
So did I for grad school.
I know. Okay, but when I was going to Salem State for college, I spent a couple of years living in a condo on the border of Salem with my roommate. My uncles are builders, contractors, masons, etc., and they've built many things in that area, that condominium being one of them. Hence why I was able to actually afford living in a condo while in college. During the tour, the previous tenant started by locking the door behind us and saying, "You have to keep the door locked or it opens on its own." Kind of creepy, but you know. There were a few things that they showed us, like the window being taped up and extra locks on the doors that I didn't give second thought to because I was more excited that I was moving out on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Those quirks aside, the condo was less than 5 years old and absolutely beautiful. Each bedroom had its own bathroom. The living room was large with a little balcony. It was perfect. But on my first night there, it wasn't the excitement that kept me awake. It was the footsteps pacing around the living room.
Oh my God.
I figured it was just my roommate maybe adjusting the air conditioning and having a hard time settling in, so I wrote it off. The next morning when she woke up, she asked me, "Were you playing with the AC last night? I heard you walking around." I chuckled nervously. "No, I thought that was you." I honestly hadn't left my bedroom once that night, and according to her, neither did she. Every night, we would hear these footsteps walking around the living room. And when I mentioned it to the landlord, their answer was that we were probably hearing the people above us. And anyone who has lived in an apartment or a condo knows the difference between the sounds of someone in the room next to you and the sound of someone walking above you. Those are two very, very different sounds. Either way, the footsteps were just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
About a month into living there, things really started to amp up. I was laying on my bed studying with my back to the bedroom door when, boom, it flung open. Something in me said not to look. That whatever I did, I absolutely should not turn around. I was so terrified that I didn't move until the sun came up the next day. My roommate and I learned to lock our bedroom doors because if we didn't, they would open on their own, like the front door. Soon, doors would routinely open and close, things would go missing and turn up somewhere else, and we would hear scratching and whispering throughout the condo. This entity or whatever it was so strong that we could roll a ball anywhere in the unit and it would literally roll it back to us. Oh, sickening. Ugh. We really stretched this experiment too. We would bounce the ball off walls, roll it into a different room, and it would always return to us.
Oh, I hate it and I love it at the same time.
It's
But
terrifying.
it's just like too conscious, it's too aware.
It almost became a party trick, like, ooh, look what our ghost does. It can roll the ball back to you, open doors and shut them, which almost feels too taunting because clearly this story is what made our listener believe in evil.
Right.
But it feels playful at first. It's like interacting, but it's what it wants.
Mm-hmm.
Getting stronger. There was so much that happened, but I will try to keep this as concise as possible. Living there was when I first started having sleep paralysis, and it happened often enough that I'm pretty certain that what I'm about to tell you next was not sleep paralysis, but was in fact something very, very different. One night, I woke up to the lock of the door jiggling. I looked over despite everything in my brain telling me not to, and what came through my door was what I can best describe as a bipedal creature that was hairless. It was disgusting and had a head similar to a dog.
Oh.
It's like the dog you showed us.
Yeah.
But it's tall.
And it's in Salem.
I covered myself with a blanket with some childish hope that if I was under the covers, the monster couldn't get me. But no, that thing leapt onto my chest. And for whatever reason, I yelled, "Get off me, demon!" I threw the covers off, turned on the light. I was not religious. I never went to church, and I wholeheartedly believed that evil only existed in people and made for a good fictional story. So calling that thing demon, I even shocked myself. When doing a sanity check in the morning, I saw 3 scratches down my stomach.
Ooh.
I slept with the light on every night after that. At least once a week, I would wake up with scratches on me, fresh scratches on me. And the paranormal events became daily occurrences. We would come home to see things stacked up. We would be sitting watching TV and something in the kitchen would just start moving. Things would fly off of counters, pictures would fall off of walls, and we would see a dark, shadowy man walk around. I saged the place. I tried to clear the energy. I did everything I could, but nothing helped. If anything, doing any of this made the entity angry, and things only got worse. This medium made it clear she was uncomfortable in the apartment and wanted to leave, but I really needed to know what she was picking up on. She told me that she felt there was something wrong with the entire building, and she felt it the minute she came near the building, and she believed that it was a portal. Since she had acknowledged that there was something sinister about the place, I asked her, "Who's the man standing behind me?" I could feel the shadowy man there. And she replied, "I don't like him. I don't have a name for him, but I think I need to say it out loud. You need to move out. This entity is going to try to stop you, but you need to leave." She then went on to say, what I mean about him trying to stop you is he's going to put things into your head. He's going to try to keep you sad and keep you stuck here. If you don't move out, he is going to try and possess you because he likes your energy and likes to attach himself to it. While I felt validated, she left me with a whole lot of questions and fear. But she did also leave a little glass angel figurine in a plastic box. So I left this angel on the counter and I went to bed that night. In the morning, when I went to retrieve this angel, it was smashed to pieces.
What the fuck? Leave that day. That is terrifying.
The box never moved from where I had placed it, but somehow this figurine had been destroyed inside a sealed plastic box overnight.
Oh my God. That makes me so curious about the last tenant too. Because they obviously were experiencing things when they're like,
the door keeps
and there's
opening.
like too many locks and stuff where it's like, was it because the demon kept opening it, or were they being given intrusive thoughts about like
I know.
people breaking in, or the fear of like something on the outside? Ooh.
I also
This is right here.
I also just think about Salem because we already know that Salem has so much energy that like the history speaks for itself. But then it attracts a whole crowd of people to Salem that while some and many are very respectful, I also imagine it attracts the other side where people are like, ooh, this is the perfect place for me to conjure something. This is the perfect place for me to like fuck around and find out. And you don't know
and
what
people bring a lot of like friends that
Yeah.
are skeptical and maybe unknowingly taunt things.
Right.
And we will say, while Salem as a community and most of the I keep saying shop owners instead of just like
Business owners.
Yeah, business owners, like shop owners or shopkeepers. I
The
don't know why
shopkeepers.
I like go
calling
like
them
so.
shopkeepers.
I know
So
I kept
old
saying that
school.
the other day, and I was like, this is very old school. It's
But I
just
like
like
it.
the business owner.
Yeah.
But the shopkeepers of Salem, for the most part, everyone is so lovely, and it's like such a good community, and everyone knows each other. But I think you're in agreement here that like in the past few years, there's been one or two new things that have opened that kind of play in
to more demonic
yeah.
things that have bad vibes.
Yeah.
Well, our listener, Anonymous, says, this is the final incident that finally caused me to move out. Not the angel figurine being smashed, but this. My roommate left for work. I needed to shower before going to class. My bathroom is attached to my bedroom, and I was scared to be in there at this point, that I left both the bathroom and bedroom doors wide open. While I was showering, both doors slammed shut, and a few seconds later, I heard a loud whack where the light switch was, and the bathroom light turned off, plunging me into darkness. I jumped out of the shower, shampoo partially rinsed and all, and I never slept in that place ever again. And the kicker really came at a family party a few weeks after I moved out, when my uncle said to me, I heard you moved out. I stared at him for a few moments, trying to figure out how he even knew about me moving out, because I had not told anyone in the family. And without me saying anything, my uncle continued, a lot of freaky deaky stuff happens there. And I said casually, yeah, some really weird things did happen. My other uncle, who also worked on this building, chimes in, hey, isn't that the place where we found the bones when we were building there?
What the fuck? Why don't you say something before she moves in?
I mean, because they've been working. How many buildings have they built that they found bones, especially in New England, especially in like the Salem area? There's probably a lot of, So yeah, come to find out, my uncles found human remains in the spot where they built those condos.
Oh my God.
I have a plethora of paranormal stories, but this one by far is the one that made me believe that sometimes a bump in the night is way more than just residual energy or a loved one checking in. Stay spooky, ladies, from Anonymous.
Wow. That feels close to home because it is.
It literally
like made me nervous.
Yeah.
You know how like they brought in the psychic? It makes me curious if there's a reputation of certain buildings where if like psychics are like, oh my God, I got another call from a new tenant at the same place.
You know what actually this kind of reminds me of, and it's very different, but remember when we had Morgan and Taylor of Creeps and Crimes on, and Morgan was telling us about the apartment she lived in and the roommate or the girl next door who was like doing weird stuff on the patio, like occult things.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that. Like you don't know what your neighbors are doing.
Right.
But it sounds like this building maybe just was always going to be creepy.
Right. Yeah. From the get-go, the bones and stuff.
What are other people who live there? Where is this building? I want to drive past it.
Well, and the fact that they're like, it will continue to drain you. It's not just like an unrestful spirit of whoever died there. It feels like maybe something bad happened or just the energy from different people and it was festering and going to. That actually made me, like while you were saying that, I was thinking about like when I went through all the postpartum anxiety and depression, I was like, oh my God, like I normally am like a little bit cocky being like, oh yeah, I think I could maintain myself or like a semblance of like normalcy when undergoing poltergeist activity. But I was thinking, I was like, if I was dealing with that postpartum, I think I would lose myself very quick.
Yeah.
You would have to come to the house.
You literally did lose a piece of yourself. Your mom multiple people saw versions of you.
Yeah.
You got to retrieve that girl. Like, I'm just a girl.
And instead, I'll just cut bangs. Which actually, like, I didn't cut bangs. These are my postpartum.
I literally walked in today and I was like, oh my God, you did bangs. And I love them. They look
you were like,
so
your
good.
haircut. And I was like, no, this isn't haircut. But I think I am going to cut. As you can see, there's like parts of bangs that weren't actually
no, this
lost
is your new
in
growth.
my postpartum. But
it looks so good.
I brushed them all forward and then I was like, oh my God, they're actually like bang length. So we're trying it out.
Big fan.
Thanks. Anywho, back to the monsters. Cryptid in the woods of Canada? ?
Oh.
Hi, my name is Abby. I'm 22. You can use my name. So not anonymous Abby. I'm a witchy granola girl who spends every waking moment outside when I'm not at my 9 to 5 or ghost hunting.
Ooh.
My best friend and I are very open to the paranormal. And by that, I mean we see things in the middle of the road late at night and experiencing full-blown paranormal encounters on a regular basis.
I love that.
At this point, this stuff doesn't really freak us out anymore. I used to be the night manager at a fast food restaurant that was extremely haunted.
Ooh.
I'll send a second email about that later. But I had to send this one in first because it has been disturbing me for months.
What is it?
I live in Ontario, Canada. While it's not quite Appalachia, I was raised with the similar unspoken rules because I do live on Indigenous land. The lore here is strong and all of our parks are also Indigenous land. So basically, close your blinds when it gets dark. Don't open your door if you're not expecting anyone. And if you hear your name or see something, no, you don't. Follow these rules. I follow them religiously because of all that weird stuff that I've seen. Was this also just like a good rule for no matter where you are for like just like human monsters and creeps around?
Yeah.
Okay, the story. This past February, my parents and I went camping in Matawan. I hope I said that right. We stayed in one of those fancy dome tent things.
Cool.
Let's just say the spot we picked was in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and we had no cell service. The moment we arrived, I had the most uneasy feeling. My parents brushed it off, saying it was just because I'm 22 and I have no phone access. But in reality, I camp in these conditions regularly, often alone, so that was not my issue. My real alarm came when I stepped into the tent and I realized there were no curtains. It was just a giant clear window looking directly into the thick woods. And this area is known for high levels of activity. I ignored my gut since I was with my family, but spoiler, I should have listened. That night started out fine. We were having a fire in the dark when I began to hear some wolves. At first, it didn't bother me, but after a while, it started kind of to distort, sounded less like wolves, more like something else. That's when I went inside the dome and I started reading. After everyone fell asleep, I continued to stay awake.
It's also creepy because it's one of those domes where you can see out.
Yeah.
There doesn't really feel
scary.
Like you're protected.
Right. I want the dome to be open only on top so you can see just the stars, but seeing what's next to you outside is really creepy.
Ugh.
Normally, I sleep better camping than I do in my own bed, but this night I could not shake the feeling that I was being watched. Against my own rules, I looked outside. Of course, it was 3:33 a.m., and I swear, I saw the most terrifying thing. A massive, half hairless, half dog, half human creature, just like my story. It looked completely wrong. I had the worst gut drop feeling that I have ever experienced, and I wasn't about to go outside. So I rolled over, I pretended it didn't exist. But here's the part that really still disturbs me. From that night on, nothing in my life has ever been the same. My parents went through a messy divorce. I've lost contact with most of my family. One of my parents who was there that night has completely changed and not in a good way. And even though I was the only one who saw it, I can't help but feel like that bad energy from the forest followed us. And whatever that thing was, it definitely did not want us there. It's from Abby.
Ugh. Well, now I'm curious how many people who stayed in this specific dome have seen this entity because it's you're on its land. And is it a not deer? Is it a flesh pedestrian? Is it a werewolf? I don't know.
I don't know. It is weird that it did sound like wolves for so long.
It reminds me of Professor Lupin.
Yeah.
Or from Wednesday, what's it called? The big buggy-eyed.
Yeah. I keep wanting to say it's a hound, but it's not.
It's not.
What do they call him? It's a hide.
A hide.
Wait, I did see an interview where the actor who plays the Hyde, obviously he couldn't tell anyone like the plot of Wednesday.
Mhm.
And he said he was texting with one of his friends and he was like, oh, were you like shocked by the twist, like to learn that I was the Hyde? The guy goes, no, I knew it all the time. You guys have the same hair. He was like, I was so insulted. Like, what do you mean we have the same hair?
That
Like
is
the
so
monster
funny.
version of him. Like, yeah, no, your
You
hair's
guys-
the same. Ugh, but creepy, creepy, creepy.
Good to have a little laugh after that terrifying story.
It's just a wee chuckle.
But it's Halloween. It's October. And we do more haunting than we do chuckling this month.
So join us again.
We're just two girls.
We're just
two
ghouls.
girls. So keep emailing us your spooky encounters. Send them to twogirlsoneghostpodcast@gmail.com. And before you go to bed tonight, check under your bed, lock your closets, lock your door, close your blinds, and set your intentions and boundaries and hope to goodness you're alone in your room tonight.
I feel like I shouldn't say anything more. That was amazing. But I do want to say thank you to Emma and Jamie, who are part of our team and edit and produce and do all the business stuff, social, help us with everything so we can continue to deliver spooky tales.
Yes.
Thank you to all of you for contributing your spookiness.
We love you all.
And we will see you on the other side.